SOA. Okay. Anyone, any idea what exactly it is? On a very high level, basics. You don't have to read anything, because I am trying to explain this from a very basic concept. Okay, and that's why I want you guys to tell me what exactly your level of understanding before I elaborate on this. Okay, no one. That's okay. So, SOA, as the name stands, service-oriented architecture. Okay, this is something very common these days because people are moving towards it. And what is exactly so beneficial about this architecture? In terms of benefits, if you see, the benefit means what exactly you are getting out of this architecture that people are leaning towards it. The benefit is that if you have more and more reusability, that means you have to spend less money. You have to spend less time, less resources, and I'll tell you how. Think about airline example, the best example I can think of. There is an airline, Delta Airline, let's assume. You have a Delta Airline, and this Delta Airline is, hold on, just let's write up a little bit. Now Delta Airline is trying to create a booking system. Booking system. When they are trying to create a booking system, they will have the booking agents too. When they will have the booking agents, that means what they are going to do. That booking agent is not necessarily their employees, right? So they can be part of, they could be an independent travel agent, or they could be through some third party like you have Make My Trip or some other agencies which are doing business in the market, and Expedia, all these things where you can go and book your tickets. So Delta is an airline which have its own booking system, but on the other hand, Delta Airline can be booked through some other way also, and that other way could be your any third party agency, or you could be any individual. How that is working? Okay, the functionality is in, so how it is working? How Delta have exposed something? I'll tell you how that is working. What Delta did. Delta have created something called a service-oriented architecture. That means they have created lot of services, lot of code which are reusable. So think about it. In a nutshell, if you are a Delta customer service rep, what are the information you are going to use? I'll come back to that, but before that, let me go. Or if you are a travel agent, or if you are what was the third party? Let's say you are either case. What information are you going to use? You will use name, date of birth, passport number, and what else? Date of departure, and insert one more. date of arrival. So end of the day, if you see, if you are booking through the Delta customer service, you are going to use the same information, or whether you are a travel agent, you need the same information, and either you are a Make My Trip or some these type of agencies, you are going to use same kind of an information. So if Delta is able to create a service which will have all these things, and that is called as something called, in IT term, it's a web service. Okay, it's a reusable object. In a code, the code can be reused multiple times if the same information is needed again and again. Then they can make use of the same information without any issues, and they can open this particular code to all these third parties, outsiders, and they can utilize this information to do the booking. This is exactly what is your service-oriented architecture. That means your architecture is so robust and flexible, which is allowing this reusability of the object to make sure that this can be used again and again. And it's not like that you can create a reusable object for everything. You don't go and just create a reusable object for everything. Think about it. From the bank ATM perspective, let's take another example, okay? Bank ATM. In bank ATM, you have three functionalities. Number one, you can withdraw. Deposit. What else you can do? Okay, transfer. You can transfer amount. In either case, what exactly you need? Let's see. So you need personal name, first name, last name, then account number, and what else? The amount. So these three information you need for all the three transactions. But on the other hand, for this additional, what you need? Additional information need that destination account. Destination account. What it means? The destination account means who do you want to transfer this amount. But before you get to that state, you need these three informations. So if the bank creates a reusable service which can utilize, which can accept these three values, then what they need to do? They don't have to write the repetition of the code for withdrawal, deposit, and the transfer amount. They don't have to do that. And that is what is a beauty of service-oriented architecture, where the architecture is written in such a way where you can have so much of reusability, which can help people reduce cost and your time, money, everything. Okay, because now everything, so think about it. Let's say if you have to create this withdrawal functionality, it is taking you $100, for example. Now, if you create this reusable and $100, 5 days. Whenever you do the estimate, you do it for per hour. So it is like that. For 5 days. That means 40 hours. Let's put it in that way, okay? Withdrawal functionality forecast is 100 hours for $100 per hour, and work to complete this task, it is going to take 40 hours. So 40 multiplied by 100, do it how much? 4,000 hours. The total cost is 4,000 hours for this particular work. On the other hand, if they, and same thing, it will take 4,000 here also, 4,000 here plus add including this. So some additional example. On the other hand, if you create the reusable object, it may take little more. So let's add some 5,000 over here, 500 over there. 500. On the other hand, so 4,500 assume. But how much did you save? You save 4,000 here. You save 4,000 here. So you save 8,000, and also you created something which is very reusable. And this is what is getting very popular these days in the market as a service-oriented architecture. Okay. Now question. Okay, hold on. There is a question. Okay, hold on, let me just read the question. Yeah, one way it is kind of a recycling, but in recycling you are disposing it and then rebuilding it. But in the IT world it's not recycling, it's reusing. Okay, reusing, you are not throwing off anything. You are retaining what you have developed in such a way which can be used in multiple ways. Okay, Jay, you are unmuted. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
So basically what I'm getting is when me as a VA, if I'm creating a documentation for something and I know that the ABC airline that I'm working for has something, a document that we know that they're trying to save money, for example, on gasoline for their planes. If I create a document that will have, that I know 5 years from now they'll use a similar document to try to get cheaper gasoline, if I create that, I'm saving them hundreds, thousands of dollars and hours because I'm creating a document that I know that they're going to continually use this document to try to save gas, something like that, I guess.
No, it's not about documentation. It's always about your software. The piece of code which you have written can be reused.
Piece of code.
It's not about a document. This is more from the, see, the name stands for service-oriented architecture. That means it's more about IT, architecture design. That somebody designed the architecture where they are trying to create objects for the, and the direction for the technical team is to make sure maximum reusability is there. Okay, but this is just an FYI for a BA that if somebody says, have you heard of SOA? You shouldn't be quiet over there. You just understand in a basic way, it's all about creating a reusable object in an IT term. Okay. No.
Hello? So
which have nothing to do with your homework. User story is a different thing. Okay, SOA is an architecture. When you create a user story, after that it will go to the IT team, and IT team wants to create an architecture where they want to have the reusability, you can do it. But from your business requirement perspective, you cannot do anything. So you don't have to do all these in your business requirement document.
So it's all about coding and to be aware of it, but we're not really going to do much with this.
Right.
Got it. Thanks.
No problem. George, I will explain you, okay? Don't worry, I'll explain you. So what I am saying is, think about withdrawal functionality, okay? Cost is $100 per hour for 40 hours. So to create a withdrawal functionality, it will take 40 hours, let's assume, for the developer. Okay? So let's assume it's taking 40 hours and the rate it goes $100 per hour. So how you will do? You will multiply 100 with 40, so it comes down to 4,000 hours. So that is the flat rate. On the other hand, when you are trying to create a reusable object, it costs little extra in the first step. So let's say $500 extra it's costing. Okay? So if it is costing $500 extra, then the cost for the reusable withdrawal functionality, it will come down to 4,500. But on the other hand, you saved 4,000 here, 4,000 here. So you saved 8,000 and you added additional 500 over here. Are you good now?